Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to azizdrives. So today I'm very excited because we have one of my absolute favorites, and it's the BMW M5. This one is the M5 from the fifth generation, which means we have the M5 F10 from 2012. This was actually the first M5 that was downsized from its previous model, so we don't have the V10 anymore. This is the V8 4.4 liter twin turbocharged, and that is where the insanity starts, because originally the car would have 560 horsepower and 700 newton meters of torque. But the owner of this car, Ryan from Cobra Street Customs, lent us the car, and his car has 680 horsepower and 910 newton meters of torque, which means this is actually the most brutal car we drove this year. Driving an M5, normally, no M mode or anything, no dynamic drive, is a brilliant experience. It is a very beautiful car to drive, very comfortable, not loud, not noisy in here. You have beautiful seats, really, they are so comfortable, very nice cushions. It is isolated from the outside pretty good, so you don't hear anything. It's a brilliant experience. But the M5s are known for something else, and it is that they are brutal performance cars. And this is what an M5 is all about. It is the best of both worlds. And I shall demonstrate that by going into M1 mode. So now I am in charge. Go to manual. Second gear, the shifts happen so fast. Dual clutch transmission, of course. It's faster than the blink of an eye shifting up. Oh, wow, this is so powerful. And it drives up pretty high, over 7,000 RPMs. Oh. Yep, that's dangerous. Where the car, the M5, has 1,845 kilograms of dry weight. The steering wheel feels pretty heavy though. Holy shit! Well, it's a little bit wet outside, so the ESP is helping me out, kind of. But as soon as this car grips, it's just forward driving. It's insanity. Imagine driving your kids to school with a 700 horsepower car. I mean, where does it stop? You know what I love about this car is, when you see it from the outside, okay, a standard M5, you would think, wow, that's a very nice limousine. It's a pretty nice looking car, and it's probably driving very comfortable, very well. But you would never assume, you would never think that this car would be so fast. I mean, sometimes it's really difficult to understand or to portray to people what those cars are all about, man. I mean, this is beating Ferraris, supercars, whatever you want, especially on a straight line. Maybe not so in corners, but on a straight line. I mean, this is something very interesting, really. The parallel world of a performance limousine, the comfortable drive, but the brutality that it brings you when you want to drive it fast, it's just something that is really hard to comprehend. Especially this one has pretty good tires on it, Michelin Pilot Sport. So I mean, it's really great to drive. It's a little older, of course. I feel some things have advanced in technology, especially the steering wheel. This feels very heavy going into the corner. I don't mind because I mean, it's a really manly car, and it's really for men. It's really powerful. It's a man's car. But I could imagine that some people don't like it to be this hard. It turns in quite well, and the car has 180,000 kilometers and it drives brilliant. Brakes are good. The only shit is that it's snowing. The DSC works fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Well, that was proof of that. I just stepped on the throttle, ESP, took it away, and yeah, made me basically stay on lane. Compared to an E63, this is just so much more sportier to drive, but it's not less comfortable. I feel like they have managed to do, I feel like in the segment of supercar limousines, sports car limousines, or whatever you want to call them, the M5 is unbeatable, really. It's an unbeatable legend, and I think you really, there's nothing that can beat it. I'm kind of sad that we don't have a dry bit, because I would love to find out about its cornering capabilities, because the ESP is of course just blocking me of doing anything, but it needs to. I mean, you know what, I shall demonstrate to you what happens when you turn the ESP off. Okay, so DSC is off, same thing. I'm just going to step on the throttle and hopefully it grips a little. I don't think it does. Just a touch on the throttle. Oh. Well, wow. Wow. Holy shit. This shouldn't be allowed, man. To be honest, I'm not really sure if it's really allowed, but this shouldn't be allowed, really. Of course, an M5, a standard one, is not going to accelerate that fast, but let's try to accelerate with the ESP on from 0 to maybe 80. Okay, ESP is on. Whoa! Well, that was good. That was okay. Let's try the same routine with the DSC off. There was basically nothing left of the first gear. It was just this is brutality, really. This engine is so powerful, it's insane. Oh! I'm not sure if this is well, I'm sure you can tell by just the sound experience. Woohoo! I'm sweating inside here, and it's because of the adrenaline. What is that, man? All right, so the straight performance is literally on supercar level. Really, this is supercar level. This is not it's not comparable with a normal car, of course. M5, it's supercar level of accelerating, especially this one with almost 700 horsepower. It's literally it's insane. The shifting times are incredible. Shifting down, going into a corner feels very nice. Of course, it's a little bit on the heavier side, 1,800, 1,900 kilograms. Driving those long corners, it feels very good. I think this is the place for it to drive and just enjoy it on the Autobahn. This is where it really gets going. You could drive it on the Nürburgring, of course, you can do that. I mean, there's plenty of ring taxis, and I love that. I love that you can do something like this, buy a family saloon car, 5 seats. I mean, it's brilliant. It has plenty of space, but you can drive it like a maniac, man. You can actually drive behind a sports car somewhere, and really on the straight you will catch up, and it will really have a bad time of getting away from you. Oh, the only thing that I would say, the only difficulty I see in a car like this are the brakes. So really, the acceleration is so crazy fast that you really need good brakes. So I'm a big fan. I am a big fan. I wish when I have kids to have a car like this, really, because this is just, I mean, you saw what we did back there, eh? Okay, let's go to efficient mode. Let's go back to a normal drive mode, okay? Everything set to efficient. That's it, the car. Lighter steering wheel, lighter suspension, not too bumpy, very beautiful acceleration, not too aggressive like before. It just transformed completely. And this is a standard family saloon that you can give your wife to drive. Beautiful. And as soon as you press the M1 button, whoa, 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 pow, 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 pow. That's what's up, man. So let's have a look at the exterior. Thank you very much. Let's have a look at the BMW M5 F10 from 2012, and I think it's a very handsome car, although it's over 10 years old. At the front, typical BMW kidneys, of course, but the normal sized one, a little lip down there, beautiful headlights. This was something new. They changed it pretty much a lot with the M5 V10, and this returned to a normal kind of M5 style. Then on the side, something that tells you it's an M5, where you can't hide the fact that you have a big V8 in here, is the kidney on the side, this opening here to let the air travel through. From the side, I like how it looks, of course, typical M5, kind of long, almost 5 meters, but very comfortable. Performance brakes at the front, performance brakes at the back. The owner changed the wheels to a work performance wheel. I'm not that big of a fan of those wheels. I like the original ones more, really. But hey, I mean, it's his car. He can do whatever the fuck he want to do. So at the back, tinted windows, but I think the car is very beautiful. One of my most favorite parts on the M5 is the back. Let's go and see what the back looks like. Because those quad exhaust pipes is such a brilliant thing that BMW did. Everyone knows exactly. When you see round shapes, 4 of them, it's an M5. They never changed it to some strange kind of looking exhaust pipes. It's always the round shape, and I really love that. Here a diffuser and the big spoiler. Also, I'm not that big of a fan of those tuning details. I like to keep it standard because it's perfectly made anyway. But the owner wanted it this way, and he has it. So this one has something very special because the previous generation, the E60, had a V10. So this car is kind of the downsized version of the M5. The first one that was actually downsized, so we have to look at the engine. But it's a V8. So the engine is called the S63 engine. And as I said before, it's the first downside M5 version because every single one of them in the previous generations had always a little bit of a bigger engine. This one has a smaller engine than its previous E60 model, but the engine is called S63 and it's a twin turbocharged V8 4.4 liter with 560 horsepower and 700 Newton meters originally, would accelerate the car from 0 to 100 in 4.3 seconds. This one has been optimized. So it has 680 horsepower and 910 Newton meters of torque, and you have seen how that works. Tops out at about 305 originally. This one goes to around 320. So very nice. Welcome to the interior of the BMW M5 from 2012. So between the V10, the E60 and the F10, there was a major change in the interior design. This is kind of the new, very ergonomic and very driver-oriented style of design of the interior, and I like it a lot. You can scale it up individually and make everything covered in leather, etc. if you wanted back then, but this one has a pretty standard interior style. So we have a leather in the middle part where the armrest is, but stuff like the panel here or the glove box is not covered in leather. So that is kind of what you could have done also. You could have covered everything in leather, but I think it isn't really necessary. The car feels very premium. It has 180,000 kilometers, but it still feels very, very nice and premium. The seats are actually one of the best seats I've ever sat in. It's so comfortable in here. You can literally tell this car is really the parallel of sports car and a limousine for the family in one. What I like is driver orientation, or of course, head-up display at the front, the wide speedometer, it's kind of digital and analog combined, but I really like that style of speedometer. Then very nice and comfortable leather here. And then we have the driving settings, and this is what concerns us the most, because you can change the setting of the steering wheel from comfort to sport, sport plus. You can change the suspension of a comfort style efficient one to sport plus, where it's pretty hard, and the drive, even the acceleration and kind of the aggressiveness of the throttle response. Also, you can change that from comfort, sport, or sport plus. So the car is pretty much really, you can change it by a click of a button. And of course, you have on the steering wheel, you have two buttons, the M1 and M2, where you can save your individual options. And then just by the click of one button, the car is in Sport Plus and the ESC is deactivated. For example, if you're on the racetrack. Other than that, I feel really good inside here. It is very isolated from the outside. It's pretty beautiful. Of course, this is not the latest technology, but it's kind of, I mean, not a lot has changed. iDrive system, beautiful interior. I like it very much. Let's have a look at the back, because this is my driver's position. Let's see how much space I have in the back. That's what this car is all about. All right, so I just sat into the back of the M5, and I swear, without lying or anything, those are the most comfortable back seats I've ever sat in. Even compared with the 7 Series, this is ridiculously comfortable. Really, it's like a sofa, and I can make my private sphere a little bit more beautiful. Of course, it's not a 7 Series, it's the M5, so you have to do it manually, but still I think it's a very beautiful experience. Armrest in the middle, of course, cup holders that come out like this, very nice, and the quality is not that bad. Of course, it's not that good, but it's really not that bad like in an Audi, for example. Other than that, climate control in the front, but look at the space here, look at the roof. I have plenty of room. I could just chill here for a couple of hours, 1,000 kilometers, easy. That was it for today. So if you want to find out more about beautiful cars like this, make sure to follow us. Follow us on Instagram, on TikTok, subscribe on YouTube, help us out. Thank you very much for watching, and see you on the next one. Goodbye.